What's going on, Duck Nation, College Football Nation, YouTube? This is UODuckBros here with our very first video of the season. And this is going to be a special one. We figured this would be the most appropriate way to start things off, considering in week 3 of the season, we've got an interesting matchup against good old-fashioned SEC foe Tennessee Volunteers.
And Bill for Vols, more specifically. Bill for Vols. I just have to ask you, do you remember this?
I see us routing these chumps. I really do. For one, Oregon doesn't play well on the road early in the season.
Tackle. James, touchdown. This could be a touchdown, 75 yards. Kenyon Barner, 79 yards.
You know, of course he remembers that game. I remember that game. I thought that game was hilarious because all the trash talking he was doing just seemed to kind of disappear after that.
Well, Duck fans remember that game. The nation remembers that game.
I know Tennessee fans remember that game.
Tennessee fans are probably still crying about that game. It's in your stadium. It was in front of all of your fans, and you guys completely got woodshedded. And, enough of that. We can keep harping on that, but we won't. This is 2013. This is how we're going to win the game.
And exploding into the middle is DeAnthony Thomas. Can't catch him. Touchdown, Oregon.
At the 6-yard line, DeAnthony Thomas. Thomas already got a crease. There he goes, and there he goes. He's gone. 94 yards on the opening play. Touchdown.
Second and 16. Pressure coming from the edge, and Mariota pulled it. Great speed for the freshman, and he's about to make a house call. Aloha means touchdown.
So those are just a few of the offensive weapons that we have, and that's just a little bit of a taste of what you're going to get. But my question is how you're going to stop all of this speed with this awesome defense. You know?
I don't know, man. They got a new defensive coordinator from the Big East, from Cincinnati, where, that's where all the great defenses dwell.
Whoa.
I mean, they were ranked in the top 20 somewhere.
Wow.
But
who do they play?
Who are they playing? I mean, they played against Louisville. I guess that's about it.
Yeah,
I can't think of anybody else in there that had an offense.
Connecticut, Rutgers, I don't know. Who cares? Nobody that merits any bragging of any kind. I mean, you're going into the SEC now.
Oh, wait. They changed back to a 4-3 scheme. That's going to fix all the problems. Golf clap for you. That's going to do it. That's going to fix it.
No more 3-4 defenses, and which is the greatest excuse of all time as to why you sucked.
I don't know if you know this or not, William, but I did a little bit of homework, and I saw how bad your defense was. And, dude, wait for this. They are ranked 107th in the nation in points allowed. How many points, you ask? They almost gave up 36 points a game.
Wow. That's what we score by, halftime.
Yeah, usually before we pull out everybody.
So I don't really see where this goes well for you at all, sir.
Yeah, answer me this. How are you going to stop us with that?
William for Vols.
And this was just last year. This wasn't 2010. This was last year. And so you have all the same people. You seem to talk about how you have these kids from 2010 that are more seasoned now. They're more ready. But they didn't seem very ready last year.
And whatever. That doesn't, you know what? Fine. You want to talk about all that? That's great. But the fact of the matter is you don't have anything. You know it. We know it. That's the more important thing. Duck fans know it. We're not sweating this game.
I mean, to win a game, you have to put points on the board.
Well, as John Madden would say, in order to win the game, you have to score points, and more points than the other team.
You really do.
And here's the thing. You're not gonna. So congratulations on all of your new little additions. They won't mean anything. If anything, all we've done is we've added an NFL caliber defensive line coach. We'll be in your backfield all day.
Oh, wait. But their offensive line.
Oh,
you haven't heard?
No.
You haven't heard? Oh, man.
What?
So they have this offensive line that is and I quote, the best in the nation.
Says who?
Oh, it says Bill Frivols, of course.
Well, okay. Well,
this is what he said. He says we're not going to get in their backfield at all. Not one time. He says that no tackles for loss, no sacks.
You're kidding.
Oh, I'm dead serious.
Oh my gosh.
The funniest thing I ever heard in my life. He seems to think that with an NFL caliber defensive line coach, that we're not going to get in the backfield one time.
I mean, that's disrespectful. I mean, we're the number 3 team in the country. We just won a Fiesta Bowl. We finished number 2 in the country. And we're not going to get any tackles for loss in our own stadium against a weak offensive line.
I mean, who do you
They're
have?
definitely not better than our offensive line. I can tell you that much. And you'll see that when they come here. We're going to be pushing around your D-line all day long. We're going to get probably 400 yards of rushing offense. It's going to be pretty much the same as last time, just in fast forward. That's what it's going to be like watching this game in person.
I'm going to be surprised if they even get to 20 points. And I'm talking even with garbage time.
Well, they might because we'll be up by 30 at halftime.
At least.
Like we always are. I mean, do you see anything they can do here to win this game?
No. Their offense is really perplexes me, actually, because he talks so much about depth. Bill talks about depth all the time. That seems to be the big claim to fame for Tennessee.
No.
But I don't see it anywhere. Both of their wide receivers that were even worth mentioning at all, they're both gone now.
Yep.
So they don't have anybody left there.
Yeah.
They have a new quarterback that doesn't have experience.
And that's pretty much death coming into Autzen Stadium.
Their running back, whether he has experience or not, doesn't mean anything because
it won't mean anything because they can't open holes. Not on our defensive line. No. Absolutely not.
Not at all.
If anything, you're probably going to be under 100 yards rushing for this game. And you know, if you get over 100 yards, congratulations, but it won't mean anything because you're still going to lose. So, you know, we'll just let you we'll let that marinate for a little bit, but we're gonna talk about this stadium issue because it really bothers me.
It really bothers me too because he said it more than once now.
I really don't care that you have 100,000 people because they didn't sound very loud on TV, and I had the volume up really high. We have 58,000 people. I know you don't think that's very impressive, but we are the equivalent of a jet engine in noise category. So
that's kind of loud. Last time I checked, that's kind of loud.
I mean, and it's not just us that say that. You can call us homers, and we probably are. But we've got people in the media that have traveled to all over the country, just like you guys play all over the place. And they constantly rank Autzen Stadium up there in the top 2 or 3 loudest stadiums in the country. It's not about the amount of fans you have.
It's about how loud they are.
It's about the noise. And, you know, you can say you have passionate fan base. If 56,000 fans can sound louder than 103, I highly doubt you're more passionate or that you're louder. And you're definitely not traveling to Autzen Stadium with more than maybe 8,000 people, maybe if we allow you to have that many seats. You know, it's disrespectful. And
you know, I seem to remember a certain coach, a pretty highly respected one at that had a certain something to say when he came to our house. He had something to say about his trip there, and I thought it was kind of interesting because for a guy that plays in all those big stadiums with 100,000 plus people,
yeah.
He seemed to have a pretty interesting little blurb to say about his trip to Oregon. And I thought I'd like to show you that because I think it'll put it into perspective for you a little bit.
So anyway, that's pretty much going to be the end of the story here, I think. We've covered everything.
I mean, we can sit here and talk about this for hours, but we don't have to.
We're better than you. You know it. We know it. I mean, the nation knows it.
Vegas knows it.
Vegas knows it. They're the ones that lay these lines down.
Do you know what the spread is, William? Vegas has Oregon winning by more than 20 points, which is pretty contradictory to your logic because
that's blowout status.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the game. The professional odds makers don't believe in you either. So outside of the delusional fan base that is the Tennessee Volunteers,
of which you have Oregon losing by 30 in our own building, something that hasn't happened in a long time is going to happen all of a sudden now. That's a 50-point swing, William. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm speechless at this point. This guy just continues to come up with things out of nowhere. And, the sanctions thing that he liked to show in the beginning of the video, it is what it is. We'll wait and see how it turns out. And, you preach doing things the right way. We actually find contradictions to that. We actually have a nice little nugget for you, and we'll show that to you in a second. But we'd like to say thanks to all the Duck fans that are watching this. Thanks to everybody on YouTube that'll see this video. We're going to be doing plenty more of these throughout the season. Thanks for watching. And as always,
Go Ducks.
Go Ducks.